One of the hallmarks of the Trump administration is how cruel it is. They've separated families at the border, put children in cages, and they've made Devin Nunes a household name. No one should have to look at his flat Thomas the Tank Engine face. But in their latest move, they've aimed their cruelty a little closer to home.
A new Trump administration rule could end benefits for nearly 700,000 Americans who rely on food stamps. The order limits the ability of states to exempt work-eligible adults from having to obtain steady employment in order to receive benefits.
Cool Christmas gift, guys! Fun fact, unlike the Grinch, Trump's heart actually shrank 2 sizes, but it's still dangerously large. This new rule is deliberately cruel. So cruel that when it was part of a bill, Congress rejected it in a bipartisan vote by shockingly wide margins. The only thing Congress has ever agreed on this strongly is to leave the bathroom when Ted Cruz walks in. Because of this administration's hatred for poor people, nearly 700,000 people will lose their benefits in April. 700,000. That is the population of Boston. Imagine how much worse Boston would be if everyone there was hangry. It may not sound crazy to limit SNAP benefits for so-called work-eligible adults, but just because you're work-eligible doesn't mean you can find a job, and if you do, it doesn't mean you can eat. These changes will be hardest on people living in rural areas, where jobs are harder to find, people between jobs, or those whose employers have cut their hours to less than 20 hours a week, as well as those with seasonal work. Tip those mall elves. This whole thing is so hypocritical coming from this administration because, let's be honest, Trump doesn't even work 20 hours a week. Unless you count sitting on the toilet as work, and friends, he does.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once.
I'll tell you who really deserves government benefits. His toilet, combat pay. When announcing the rule change, the administration argued that it will incentivize work, saying we need to encourage people by giving them a helping hand, but not allowing it to become an infinitely giving hand. Infinitely giving hand, while it would be a really good name for a vibrator, does not accurately describe our government aid programs, no matter how much Fox wants to paint it that way.
All it says is you need to go get a job. You need to go look for work or find work.
To say that they can stay home and collect food stamps, I don't think it is doing the compassionate thing for those people, because I think if they are able to go get a job, you need to motivate them to go do that, to feel better about themselves.
This is fantastic news that they are now acknowledging those that are sitting on their couch. They've gotten very comfortable on the couch to say our national food stamp program is for those that are in need, desperate need.
Lady, you are on Fox and Friends. You are talking to people who have been sitting on a couch for years. Of course, it's not just Fox and Friends. The belief that humiliating and starving the poor is good for them is as American as not letting poor people have apple pie. Check out this actual album that used to play in some welfare waiting rooms.
Welfare is temporary. It's not a way of life. Welfare. And pride.
Feel so good, feel so good. I get respect in my neighborhood. Feel so good, feel so good. Feel so good to have a job.
Now that's what I call condescending. This is just the first rule of a proposed 3 that would affect SNAP benefits. Altogether, the Trump administration proposals would strip 3.7 million people of their benefits. They also have a ripple effect that would kick nearly 1 million children off free school lunch. What's next? A government program to tell every child that Santa is dead? Not that he doesn't exist, that he did exist, and he died. If Trump really cares about government spending, maybe don't make government workers stay in Trump properties. And don't go golfing every weekend on the taxpayer's dime. The cost of one weekend at Mar-a-Lago could feed a lot of hungry people. And that's not even counting all the hush money payments. Studies have found that the overwhelming majority of SNAP recipients who can work do. The idea that government support makes you lazy is simply not true.
I'm an elementary school teacher, and with my salary, I need SNAP to help make ends meet. Before SNAP, I couldn't eat in a healthy way, and I would go to work lightheaded.
I first participated in SNAP about 4 years ago when I was working 3 jobs, barely making ends meet. SNAP has really been a lifesaver.
If there's one thing I've learned from becoming a disabled single mother is that you can do everything right in life, but still need a helping hand.
You can do everything right in life and still need help, just like you can do everything wrong in life and still be president. The fact is, America is one of the richest countries in the world, but last year, more than 1 in 10 households experienced food insecurity. Not only is it good policy and good economics to help them, but feeding hungry people is just the right thing to do. It'll make you feel so good, get respect in your neighborhood.